Welcome to Capstone IS Academy. Today we are starting our 18th June 2021 Current Affairs capsule. So let's try and understand what is important in today's paper for us so that we can easily and very clearly revise current affairs or read current affairs for our UPSC examination. We all know by the fact that current affairs is a very important subject. So let's quickly start about what we are going to talk about. So I hope you all are doing really good. You all are definitely fine. Okay. So now the first topic today, I would like to take you to the maps. Remember in yesterday's class, we spoke about National Deep Ocean Mission and we spoke about Indian Vessel Bill. So now let's talk about this vessel bill and why did we speak about national waterways. You see, you need to understand from the prelims point of view, especially from the prelims point of view, these national waterways details. For an example, the National Waterway 1 is from Haldia to Prayagraj. You see this one. Starts from here, goes up to Haldia, goes up to Prayagraj. Then you have National Waterway 2, that is on the river Brahmaputra from Dhubri to Sadia. Very, very important. UPSC might ask you a question. Which of the following statements are true? National Waterway 2 is from Haldia to Sadia. Wrong. So you need to be very careful. Then you have Waterway 3, West Coast Canal from Kollam to Kottapuram, that is here. Then you have 4 Godavari Krishna canals from Kakinada to Puducherry. Then you have 5 from Brahmani to Delta canals, and then you have 6 that is on the Barak from Lakhimpur to Banga. So you need to remember from where it starts, from where it ends, right, which river the national waterway belongs. And more or less, if you basically want to understand the UPSC kind of question, then also try to understand states. See UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Assam, West Bengal, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya. So you also try to understand these kind of details. Okay. So now every day we'll also pick up more maps to basically understand what is important for us prelims examination. Let's quickly move to the first topic of the day. Apex Court, that is Supreme Court, has approved CBSE assessment formula, Central Board of Secondary Education. We all know by the fact that we were not able to conduct the 10th and the 12th level examination. So that's why there was a discussion going on, okay, what should be the criteria to evaluate the students. It's important, right? It's been 2 years, the students have not gone to schools completely, exams have not been able to held. So that's why there was a case going on the Supreme Court. So this was the decision made that the theory component would be assessed by first giving 30% weightage to average scores obtained in class 10th. And that too 3 out of 5, that is 3 of the best performing subjects. Another 30% would be given to marks based on theory component of the final examination in class 11th. Finally, 40% weightage would be given for the marks obtained in 1 or more unit test midterm exam of the pre-board class 12. So 10th, 11th, 12th. Then the Supreme Court also said to the Venugopal, okay, look, you have to also provide us an inbuilt dispute mechanism. For an example, let's try to understand that some students are not happy with their assessment. For an example, I was not good in my midterm examination. I was not feeling well. So I didn't score well. Now you look at the midterm examination and give marks to my final examination, then that creates a little trouble. So that's why they said there has to be a dispute resolution mechanism. Second thing, timeline for the declaration of the result and the date by which the physical exam can be conducted. For an example, those students who are not happy with their marks, they can actually opt for a physical examination, which will be conducted whenever the condition is provided. So that's the Supreme Court said, give us the dispute resolution mechanism option. Also, tell us when will you declare result and when will you conduct physical examination. Clear? Good. Now, small topic but very important from the prelims point of view. Can you guess the paper? Yes, you are correct. GS paper 3 is a part of environment and ecology, a very beautiful subject of UPSC, and that's one of the reasons that we love UPSC. Now, the Assam government has basically asked for realignment of a rail track through the sanctuary. The Assam government has proposed realignment of broad gauge railway line through Deepore Beel. Deepore Beel. Can you repeat in your mind as a practice? Deepore Beel. Deepore Beel. Deepore Beel. State Assam. State Assam. So this is an important bird area designated under Ramsar Convention of Wetland. Remember, there is an international convention on wetlands. We call that as Ramsar Convention of Wetlands. Why have they asked for a realignment? There is a reason. The reason is that the elephant uses these 4 corridors crossing the track, often basically trying for eating aquatic plants. So there are chances when the elephant crosses, the train might hit them and they might die, which is possibly happening everywhere. Am I correct? Yes. So that's why they have asked for a realignment. Like, please remove it from the elephant corridor area. And Deepore Beel is a perennial freshwater lake. What is Deepore Beel? It is perennial freshwater lake. Perennial, that means all the year. Fresh water, that means fresh water, no saline water, no brackish water, freshwater lake. And it is very much important for our biological and environmental concern. The wetland is a bird sanctuary covering an area of 414 hectares. Around 200 species of birds and 70 of them are migratory. That's why it is important. Another one good example is whistling teals. Whistling teals. Right? So that's why it is important. What is the topic? Quickly realize. Okay, Assam, Deepore Beel, wet water, fresh water, realignment of the track, migratory birds, and very important for conservation. Now, let's open up the UPSC box. Remember about the UPSC box. We need to know about the UPSC box, and let's study about Deepore Beel. It is a permanent freshwater lake, as I told you, in a form of channel of Brahmaputra river. Very important. Tomorrow UPSC gives you a question. Deepore Beel is a part of Ganga. Wrong. It is a part of Brahmaputra river. It is also called a wetland under Ramsar Convention. Although it is a bill, I'll quickly explain you what is a bill, but it is also a wetland, right? So it's a part of the convention, so we need to protect it. Now, why the word beel? A beel is nothing but a lake-like wetland with a static water. Sometimes the wetland are formed by the river or the canal, right? Beel is a static. Whenever a flooding happens, a big chunk of water stays in low-lying areas. Over a period of time, they become like this beel. We call them beel in the areas of Assam, West Bengal, as well as in Bangladesh. Let's close the UPSC box and move to the next topic. This was a picture given in the newspaper today. They have been able to capture an elephant called Silver Monstera. Silver Monstera. Silver Monstera. What is important here, sir? Even I was thinking, It was caught in Madumalai Tiger Reserve. That's why it is important. Madumalai Tiger Reserve is located in the Nilgiri district of Tamil Nadu at the tri-junction of Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Madumalai Tiger Reserve. Madumalai Tiger Reserve is also part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. See, we are talking about UPSC box. This is not given in the newspaper. It is a part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. It is the first biosphere reserve in India, along with Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary and Bandipur National Park. Remember the west and the north also. Very, very important. UPSC might give you a question. Consider the following statement about this particular. Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary is in the west. Bandipur National Park is in the north. Mukurthi National Park and Silent Valley is in the south. What is the topic being talked about? Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay. The reserve have tall grass, which is also known as elephant grass, because elephant loves this grass. Bamboo of giant variety is being found here. Valuable timber species like teak and rosewood. A lot of rare birds like Malabar grey hornbill, Malabar pied hornbill, Malabar laughing thrush are also found in Madumalai Tiger Reserve. So this is important. Madumalai Tiger Reserve, which is a part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Tiger is small, Biosphere Reserve is big. Biosphere Reserve is big. Tiger Reserve Wildlife Sanctuary comes under the Biosphere Reserve. Clear? Okay, very good. Let's take a deep breath. Everyone who is watching this video, let's take a deep breath. Now let's talk about the rules that have come today. What are these rules? The Information and Broadcasting Ministry. Information and Broadcasting Ministry has amended the rules regulating the cable TV network. First of all, these guys are in loss on that new rules to regulate them. Good for us. Providing a statutory mechanism. What do you mean by statutory? That means the mechanism that is backed by law. Backed by law. So now there are 900 TV channels who are required to comply with this program and advertising code laid down by the ministry under cable television network rules. Whenever you design a code, it's like a general rules that everyone has to follow. It's not been completely converted into a law, but when you design a code, it's in very general in feature, like insolvency and bankruptcy code, like that. So there was already a code which every channel has to follow. The Cable Television Network Amendment Rules 2021. What is new about? 3 levels of grievance redressal mechanism. 3 levels. 1. Self-regulate by the broadcaster. Second, self-regulation by the self-regulating bodies of the broadcasters. Those who are giving you the content, serial, whatever, they themselves can regulate themselves, not to publish anything which violates the law. Or they will form their own body and the body will basically regulate them. Or at the third level, there will be an interdepartmental committee headed by an additional secretary, which will be called as an oversight mechanism. If this both redressal mechanism doesn't work, then you can go and complain to oversight mechanism. You can file your complaint directly, who has to respond within 15 days. If they don't respond within 15 days, then you can complain to interdepartmental committee. That's about the new broadcasting. Good or bad? In UPSC examination, there is nothing good or nothing bad. What is important is, what is this rule? Tomorrow they ask you, critically examine Information and Broadcasting Ministry rules, or critically examine Cable Television Network Amendment rules. So you should know about it. Okay. Moving on to the next topic. Two very small topic. Very small topic. Vaccination not mandatory for student. that was set by Ministry of External Affairs. Those students who are returning to US, for them vaccination is not mandatory. That's a feasible solution. Satya Nadella, that's Indian born CEO of Microsoft, has been appointed as a chairman of the board also, giving him an additional role and a very proud moment for India. Chota Mota news. Chota Mota news means it comes in newspaper, very, very small, but we need to understand. We need to read about it because it might ask as a prelims or mains question. Recently, the Ministry of Culture and the Ministry of Shipping have signed an Memorandum of Understanding. We call it MOU for the development of National Maritime Heritage Complex at Lothal. Lothal is an Indus Valley site, IVC site, famous for its dockyard. Remember the first few chapters of your ancient India that you will study in UPSC, or you might have already studied in your school. It is one of the prominent cities of the ancient Indus Valley civilization. The city stood beside tributary of Sabarmati in Gujarat, close to the Gulf of Kambat. There is a dockyard has been found here where boats and ship came in from the sea. Very beautiful. I have personally seen it. You can check it in Google Map. Lothal Dockyard. You will be shocked to see that 2400 BC people have constructed such a beautiful construction. Okay, so that's what is important. Another, and obviously IVC always important for your examination without any doubt. Another small news. China has sent first crew to space station. China will launch Shenzhou 12A spacecraft carrying 3 astronauts to dock at Tiangong Space Station. Tiangong Space Station. Tiangong Space Station by China. Spacecraft name is Shenzhou. Now, there is a third country to do so. Why is China constructed its own space station? Because US legislation have barred Chinese astronaut on the International Space Station. So that's why China said, okay boss, you are not allowing me. I will construct my own. I am intelligent. So it is constructed its own space station. Next topic, and very small topic. International Tribunal for Law of the Sea. Recently, Supreme Court has closed the trial for Italian Marines who were basically arrested for killing 2 Indian fishermen off the Kerala coast. Why did the Supreme Court close the trial? Because International Tribunal for Law of the Sea, which is an adjudicating body, and they said that this trial will now happen in Italy. So that's why the Supreme Court closed this, because they got a guarantee. What is ITLOS? It's an independent judicial body established by United Nations Convention Law on Sea. Remember yesterday also we spoke about this topic and the defense minister spoke that the China has to respect this. It's a body that has been established by UN clause to adjudicate any dispute concerning about interpretation or application of the law that for any cases on the sea. Okay, so that's very, very important. And another thing, UAPA, recently Delhi High Court said that Terrorist Act under UAPA should only deal with the matters impacting defense of India. As per Ministry of Home Affairs, there has been a increase of 72% cases under UAPA laws. UAPA provides for special procedure to deal with the terrorist activities. So many people were arrested. They went to Delhi High Court and Delhi High Court said to the government, okay, look, this is not the correct way. You cannot call everything as a terrorist act. It has to deal with the defense of India. Why the UAPA is put on the people? Because it's very powerful law. The cases are investigated by both state and the National Investigation Agency. The central government can designate an organization or even an individual as a terrorist, and they do not have to even prove that he is a terrorist. It is up on the the guy to prove himself that he is not a terrorist. So that's why the law was controversial in nature, and now the Delhi court have interpreted that do not arrest even for a local issues, do not for law and order issues, do not put the UAPA act on them. UAPAs only should be used for defense of India. I hope I have cleared your today's current affairs brief. Thank you. Wish you all the best and see you tomorrow with more detailed current affairs. Thank you. Goodbye.